How's it going, everybody? It's Pilot Flame, and we are back with another FPL video. And today we're going to be looking at captaincies for Game Week 7. I unfortunately blanked with my captain for the first time this season, so I got it right pretty much, or at least I got a return for a captain for the first 5 game weeks, but unfortunately blanked in Game Week 6 as I picked Mohamed Salah for that. But he could be on the list for this game week. If you haven't done so already, make sure to hit that like button, smash the subscribe button. It really helps out the channel, and turn those notification bells on so you can get our content and our posts as soon as they are readily available. Also, give us a follow over on Twitter and Twitch, PilotFlame226 on those platforms. We post a lot of stuff over on Twitter as to when content goes out, as well as what is coming up throughout the week. You also will see it on YouTube as I reflect it on there in a post as well. And Twitch is where we're going to be doing our streams. We do have a deadline-ish stream, as it were, coming up this week. It's going to be Thursday evening, 7 p.m. EDT is the exact time for that. And let me know down in the comments below if you think that's a good time for everyone. If you want me to push a little bit later, I can do that, but let me know how it's going. It's just unfortunate that they put the games on starting on Friday afternoons my time, so it kind of messes up a bit with the schedule, as normally I'd be doing them on Saturdays when the games typically start. But unfortunately, I've done with Friday games for this week, as well as Game Week 8 as well. And it looks like they're going to be going back to normal in Game Week 9. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So first captaincy on our list here is Mohamed Salah. He's one of the front runners this week. He has an FTR rating of 3 versus West Ham at home in Game Week 7. He's got 50 points this season, 6 goals, 1 assist, and he's just shy of 48% ownership, only getting 2 points for himself last week. He's gone up in price 4 times, and he's now 12.4 million. So if you haven't had him since the beginning of the season, he's going to be more and more expensive, and the gap between him and Mane is going to become more and more apparent. Now, he was very unlucky not to score. He was pretty much one-on-one with the keeper and ended up dinking it into the post. He also had a goal chalked off for offside, which was a beautiful delivery from Trent. I kind of wanted it to go in just because of how his effective ownership works, and basically the way that works is if you have him in your team, like him or Kane, and you captain him and they don't do well, it's a lot worse than having him in your team and him doing well and you not captaining him. So we definitely wanted him to score as our captain for this week, and a lot of people wanted him and thought he could do well versus a very poor Sheffield United team who ended up getting a penalty, which I still don't see what the referee sees. I think Fabinho won the ball in that regard. So maybe an extra couple of points there would have been for the clean sheet point doubled in the captaincy bracket there. But I think Salah's definitely still a front runner this week. West Ham, if they concede like they did versus Spurs in that opening 15 minutes in their 3-3 draw, by the end of that, I think Liverpool's going to be a bit more structured and a bit more, with the experience that they've had in winning the Premier League and winning the Champions League. There'll be a lot more know-how on the pitch there, and I think they'll just be a bit more ruthless than the likes of Spurs. So Mohamed Salah, one of the front runners for the captaincy in Game Week 7. One of the other main men that's going to be on the captaincy board this week, and was last week as well, is Harry Kane. He currently sits at 10.9 million, again rising 0.4 million, much like Mohamed Salah in the forward line this time though. 65 points, 5 goals, 8 assists, just crazy return, 41% ownership exactly at the time we're recording, and scored 5 points in Game Week 6. And he has a very good fixture, an FTR rating of 2 versus Brighton, who even conceded versus West Brom. Now, Brighton are going to give space in behind. I have no doubts about that. I think Kane could definitely provide in for the likes of Son and Bale and Lucas Moura and these sorts of players. And I think that Brighton, without Dunk at the back, are going to be quite susceptible to things, attacks, kind of spurring from breaks. And potentially they could be a lot less structured back there, a lot less leadership without their captain being there, as he's serving his second out of his 3-game suspension for the red card that he received. And I think that Kane is someone who can definitely exploit those gaps. We've seen that he's just turned into a different player this season. He's going to be up there in the captaincy polls, probably equal to Salah this week. And you can argue that he has a slightly better fixture, as Brighton have not shown to be very good defensively, or maybe have been a bit unlucky according to the stats. But I think if there's any team that's going to punish them right now, it's going to be Spurs, and Kane's going to be one of those men involved. And I think is a great shout for the captaincy this game week. And his partner in crime, HeungMin Son, is the other Spurs player that we have on our captaincy list this week. He is at 9.5 million, rising 0.5 million since the start of the season. This was actually his original price last season when he was in FPL. He's got 69 points, a crazy return this year already. 8 goals, 2 assists, 55.9% ownership. I think that's among the highest I've seen since Kevin De Bruyne's height last season. And he got 11 points. He got a goal, clean sheet point, and 3 bonus in Game Week 6 versus Burnley. And again, he has the same fixture as Kane, FTR rating of 2 versus Brighton at home. Now, Son is going to be the one on the end of it. As you can see, Son has got 8 goals. Kane only had 5. Kane has 8 assists. Son has 8 goals. Funny how that works. And guess who scored and assisted in the 1 goal that they scored versus Burnley? Son goal, Kane assist. I think we're going to see that happening a lot this season. It's probably going to happen a lot with Bale as well. So we'll kind of have to see when they're both playing who Kane finds more often, and is it going to take away from Kane's points? Because what we might see is them both streaking down the field. Kane plays the ball into Son, and then you have a situation where Son and Bale are basically alongside each other, and one taps it across the other. So it might be better to have Son and Bale as your 2 Spurs assets, whereas Kane's going to be like the assist of the assister, and his only thing that he'll have going for him is penalties, which obviously if Son or Bale get taken down for, then he's definitely going to take them, and he has a very good record of doing that. But I think Son is going to be the man to get the goals. The stats show it. He's getting a lot of shots in the box. Teams that are going to give space in behind, Brighton is definitely on that list, and I think Son could definitely do damage and might be a better captaincy option than Kane in Game Week 7. The next player we have on our captaincy list here is Raheem Sterling. He currently sits at 11.6 million in the midfield role. 29 points, not as, good as the likes of Son or Kane. 2 goals, 1 assist. He's only 7% owned, so a bit of a differential type of captaincy choice here, and only scored 2 points in their Game Week 6 result versus West Ham. Now, they play the same opponent who Liverpool played last week, which is Sheffield United. They play them away from home. It's funny how those fixtures kind of work. They play both of the same teams, except City play them away from home and Liverpool play them at home. Bit weird that, but moving on to Sterling, he is the type of player that can score in bunches, and he just needs to find that sort of form. He was involved in one of the goals in tonight's Champions League fixture versus Marseille, and I think that he definitely still has not shown the best of him as of yet. 2 goals, 1 assist isn't terrible. It's, 1 goal contribution, just over every other game, which could end up increasing as the season goes onwards. But I think City are still going to struggle without the likes of Aguero and Jesus. They do have Kevin De Bruyne back, and I think if Pep goes to his second style of false 9 formation where he puts Mahrez in at the false 9, you'll definitely see the best out of Sterling. And if he does play out on the left wing, Sterling could definitely get a haul, especially away from home, because the City assets, the way they work is typically Sterling gets his holes away from home, and De Bruyne is more of the home sort of fixture player, much like Aguero is as well. So I think there's an outside captaincy shout for Raheem Sterling this game week. Now, my last outside shout for the captaincy this week, I always do a differential one, and that is Jack Grealish. Very hard done by in the previous game week, only getting 1 point for himself, having a shot cleared off the line. He currently sits at 7.3 million from his original 7 million price point at the beginning of the season. He's got 3 goals, 3 assists, 39 points, and is 28% owned. And he has a what seems to be on paper, a very good fixture versus Southampton at home with an FTR rating of 2. Now, I think that Grealish is someone who's always involved, in Aston Villa's build-up play, in their final third play. We still have yet to see who's going to take a penalty for them, which could be Jack Grealish. One would think either him or Ollie Watkins. Free kicks he's going to be on. He's always involved in terms of out on the wing, through the middle. He just constantly is all over the field, and basically anything that results in a goal almost certainly will be a key pass from Grealish, an assist from Grealish, or him scoring. So I think that's definitely good for anyone who owns him. 7.3 million is still quite cheap for his type of price point. You have to consider that this is cheaper than what James Rodriguez started at, and Grealish is posting similar-ish points tallies here for a slightly cheaper price, and I can see a lot of people switching from James to Grealish this week if James is out injured. But if you're like me and you have some money tied up in James, you might hang on to him. But I'm definitely looking at Grealish. He's a very outside shout for the captaincy, and Aston Villa's fixtures are great pretty much all the way up until the end of the Christmas period and going into the new year. They have FDR ratings of 2 all the way through, with a couple FDR ratings of 3. And I think that Grealish, as long as he stays fit and as long as Aston Villa have that, Matty Cash with Target as their fullbacks, they keep Mings and Konsa, McGinn stays fit, Watkins keeps firing, and Martinez has just been a revelation and goal for them. I think that Grealish could definitely provide the spur that Aston Villa need to surge up the table and get those FPL points for you, which is why I think if you're looking for a dark horse for captaincy this week, Grealish could be your man. And that's going to do it for this week's captaincy video. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Around 80% of you are not subscribed to watch the video, so make sure to hit that subscribe button. It definitely helps out the channel, and it will show that you're supporting me, which at the end of the day supports you guys, because I get to keep doing content for you and producing even better and better videos as the season goes on. And also make sure to turn those notification bells on so that you can get the content as soon as it is readily available. And leave a comment down below as to which captain you're potentially looking at this week. I'm always interested to see if there's any shouts that I may have missed. Also, give us a follow over on Twitter and Twitch. We have our Game Week 7 deadline-ish, as it were, stream on I was almost going to say Thursday evening at 7 p.m. EDT. So that's the night before the actual deadline, which is like Friday afternoon my time. So make sure to check us over on Twitch for that. I will post the VOD as soon as the stream is done, but it's always good to be live and interactive. And also, like I said, follow us over on Twitter so you can get any announcements or updates that we may have put out for videos, whether it be new releases or any type of updates for potential changes in lineup or anything like that. Just anything going on with the channel. It's just good to be keep updated, so make sure to follow us over there. Thanks for watching, and until the next one, take care.